Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. So last time we did the polyomino and mingle shape windows up to silver. Now continuing with my theme of doing them to silver and then moving on so as to get some variety. And again, this one may still be polyomino, I'm not sure, but it seems to be a combination polyomino and precision. All regions must be one of exactly 5. So let's see. Has to be a border there, which means those two have to join, and then we have to have the right angle. We can't come up around that corner, so I think that has to be like that. 5. And it has to be the same way it's displayed, otherwise it would run into this one. That looks rather better because this one is still possible. On the other hand, I wonder if I've got this shape wrong. Was there another orientation that it could have been in? If those were the bottom 3, then it would do that, which would run into the shape, which it definitely looks to me like the only way that can go in. So I must have jumped to the wrong conclusion on that. But this time, oh, it does fit. For some reason I was sure I'd looked at it and worked out that couldn't possibly fit there. Okay. Getting trickier to see over the buildings. That has to go horizontally. It has 90 degrees of freedom. This one also goes horizontally. It's completely unrestrained except that this has to now go like that. So this one is forced into the corner. What did I do wrong? That shape is wrong. Okay, so it was this first one that I started with that's obviously wrong. And really goes like that. And fourth can't be down there, so it has to be there. I need to take at least one down. So this has to go another one across. Which forces that to be like that. That to be like that. And that to be like that. And the window around that I'm building towards. I can't see it. Okay, keep on going. Shapes. Size 9. Six. All regions must have an area of exactly 2. I'll turn my face off so not to hide the difficulty. Uh, all regions must have an area of exactly 3. That one is forced. That one is forced. That one can go either way. That one It's forced because otherwise we cannot reach a circle from that space. Likewise that. These two together, but they go either left or right, or down. A lot of these are spaces can only reach one of the circles, so that locks down the position of the other shapes. Yeah, let's do a 4. Area of exactly 4. And none of these spaces are away from more than one, or from only one circle. So that doesn't work for an easy fix. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So even if this, if this one goes horizontally, then we have to get 5 more spaces in from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That wouldn't work, so this has to go vertically. Did this make sense? I'm not sure. It actually didn't have to go entirely vertically. It just has to go at least one vertically. Now this is forced like that, so this is forced like that. That's only one way to finish. This has to go I'm not sure whether this one goes up another and this one goes up, or whether this one just comes into this space. Either way, that's going to have to come up at least one. That going to have to take at least 2 vertically. This one is going to have to come upwards. That has to take at least 2 vertically. That has to come up at least 1, and that's a problem. No, it isn't, because that can go that way and that can go that way. No, this one cannot reach the corner, so this has to, no it doesn't, this one can reach the corner. That can't, because then it cuts this one down to 3, so it is this one that reaches the corner. Can take either of those. This one can take at most 3 going down before it cuts this off. So it has to take that one. It was nice. It was tricky, but I think I was logical at every point. Oh, there's the window I'm building. Okay, 2 more to restore it. Area of exactly 10. That's, I think, from the previous area. So I will come back to it at a future time. Ooh! Hang on, Rose, Gemini and Delta. That might be another area. Let's try this one. Precision, mingled and polyomino. So we have 8 regions, 8 polyominoes, but these must all join together because otherwise they break the mingle shape rule. Forest Trailhead. Into the woods. Restore Forest Trailhead. Window. Precision and mingle. That must be straight. This cannot be an L going left. Cannot be straight or no, it leaves 2. So it must be an L going right. This cannot be an L. Yay. Maybe another 9. Yeah. Why didn't I find the easy difficulty 1 puzzles on this window earlier? Okay, oh, I have to do the other side as well. That could be a 2-piece. I haven't marked either side of this. I suppose that one was fully enclosed. Polyomino, shape of its region, Gemini, and Delta. that may not be the only way to fill that one in. Now one side of this has to be 2 squares. Three, two. Let's do the 2 first. Rose and Gemini. Blue has to reach. Interesting. So that. Those 2 shapes are the same so far. Polyomino and delta again. So there are 7 this is interesting. There are 7 T-pieces. And the trick has got to be to align things so that cannot be a T-piece, that cannot be a T-piece, that cannot be a T-piece, and if I do this one this way, that cannot be a T-piece, which means that has to be, which is difficult, so take that out for the moment. That one is definitely fixed, so that is definitely not the T-piece, and that is the only way around that piece can go. This is therefore not a T-piece. Oh, that's not a T-piece. That is also not a T-piece, so it can be a 2 instead of a 1. I'm hiding inside a house. Okay, so we have 25 squares, 4 polyominoes, and 5 spaces left over. This, if it's one of the polyominoes, has to be that one. This, however, that's not guaranteed to be one of the polyominoes. Actually, that could be. This can go a variety of ways. The only way it can't go is that way down from the corner. Could go that way down from the corner. This one this has to go up at least one, but not necessarily in this. Yeah, it could go up there. Let's just have a look at that. And that then blocks this one. That blocks this one. Oh, same shape. Okay, I'm going to restart. I've been thinking this the whole time as being different shape. Helps if you actually read the correct symbol. Kinda looks too easy. So this shape has to be something like that. And the shapes, the directions are possible. And this one can be either down here, or out here, or out this side. So if I want to actually extend these two out, then that doesn't quite work, because this one, I can't get anything from here into this. But that's off this axis, so yeah. Okay. Nice. Hang on, this looks familiar. Now the question is, can I just do that and get two things symmetrical? And the answer is no, because these, I think, have to form a symmetric shape. So, not that. But that. 5 and 5. This has 1 missing. This has 1 extra. How do I draw this with this circle inside it? I have to do this diagonal has to be that diagonal. I have to rotate the whole thing either like that. Can't go through there. Or like that. Now what's missing here? So there's a hole out of that bit and there's a sticky out there. Ah, that's it. For some reason I just couldn't get the orientation right in my head. Two colours. Fine. Is there anything else hiding up here? That's going to pop up later. And we're on. Need 2 more. Whoa. This could be a 3. Actually, that works quite nicely, I think. And then that would have to be a 2. And this one has to be a 3. Means that has to be 3. This one has to be a 2. And that could be a 2. It's going to have to be a 2. This is either 1 or 2. This is either 1 or 2. That has to be at least a 3. That has to be at least 2. This cannot be a 2, so it has to be a 3. Ooh, interesting. Right, that's a 4. So I can make that a 3. So that's a 2. That's a 3, 3, 1. I have 2 1s together. A little bit too much guessing there, I think, but it worked out in the end. That can only be a 2, and that therefore has to be a 2. This one must be a 3. This one has to be a straight 3. That's Forest Trailhead, it's silver. Well, I think I'm being asked to do a level 5 puzzle to progress to the next section. Before I do that, let's just check. Yeah. All of these ones obviously belong to Forest Trailhead. Precision 5. All regions must have an area of exactly 5. And start off by separating off any boundaries. Which are forced. Thick. Those are all the forced boundaries. That area is fixed, as is that one. As is that. This is going to have to go down. Now this could take both of the top cells, or this one could take one of them. This has to take at least one now. This must take the triangle. This triangle can only get to this circle, but it has 2 routes to do that. Okay, at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do that, so this has to fill in like that, and this has to fill in like that. That doesn't quite work. That does work. straight home would block this circle, so it has to come out like that. Time restored. Complete the final puzzle in the town area. Or some definition of final that doesn't include all of the other ones that I haven't yet completed. Area number shows the area of the region. And we can have more than one number in the same region. Indeed, the example here shows. So, if this 2 goes horizontally, the 5 region can't be filled, so that has to go vertically. 5 only sees 5 spaces. Okay. That can't go horizontally because it'll block off the cell. That can only reach the 6. And that's obviously wrong. Hang on, how does that work? 6 has to come up this way. The 4 has to come out. Six doesn't have enough room. Ah. Not all regions need to contain numbers. I'm getting myself mixed up with certain other pencil puzzles of a similar nature. So I need to mark off 5 cells as not being part of the 21 region. That's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of them. And that's one of them. So that's sneaky. Just wondering where the window is that I'm working towards. The window over there that I'm not working towards. So I think that's the gateway starting that route. So I must be heading up this way. And that window. Okay, let's see. Total 28 cells. And the numbers add up to 28. This could go left or right. This has to at least come down one. It goes like that. And both the 2's can fill in there. And we get a 5, and a 3, and a 4, and a 6, and a 3. 26 cells, and the numbers add up to 26. Two. 3 has to start that way, 3 has to start that way, and 1 has to finish. Can go either way at the moment. And I didn't add up the number of cells total. Well, if I had added up the number of cells and the area number, I might have panicked over the fact there was one hidden one that didn't connect. Okay, 5 has to get out, 2 has to go up, 2 has to get out, 5 has to get out somewhere, 2 has to get out. 5 has to get out, these two 5s have to coalesce. Okay, the two 26s are in the same area. Eighteen, 19. Can't get down into there at all. Yes, I can come around here. $25. So the two 10s do have to join together somehow. The 3 6s have to join, and the 4 8s all have to join, and then there's one left over. This has to be part of a 4. Means this has to be part of a 4, which is the same shape, so the 3 has to come out like that. That's different, so it can be the 2. It could be the 1. However, that has to go straight so that we can have another L shape the other side. This 4 cannot go to here. There's something hiding behind the trees. There's a level 6 puzzle. Okay, I may regret it. With 5 minutes left, I'm going to look at the level 6 puzzle at least, because otherwise I'll probably never find it again. Okay, 64. And 20, 19, 18 is 57, and 7 makes 64. So the two 7s have to join. Okay, so there's a certain amount of freedom in terms of where exactly they go. The 18s also have to join. think it's the big question here is, do I have enough space at 16? On 13. And I need to get 2 more into the 20 region. Which I can do like that. Restore the heavier number window. 14 of 14 and 14 of 21. Okay, if I do that, then 1, 2, 3. That is 12. So that implies to me that this one has to go through the middle. And if I do that, that's 11. That's 10. But I need to join those up. Difficulty 1. That is fixed. I think that's fixed as well. I'm not sure about that because I could have tried coming up this side. Okay. 3. Um, 13 spaces altogether, so one of these squares is used and one is left unused. Interesting. I think this one has to be used. Let's pick the easy one. Okay. This. Now, how many ways round can this go? That could be the base. Something coming around here. Or it could be the top. Something coming up this way. Goes into there, whatever, I think. No, it doesn't, because it could come down that way. Goes into there. Whatever we do. So that then doesn't fit. Interesting. So the fours cannot merge or overlap. So these two have to merge. I should have thought more carefully at the start of that one. And is that the one that I just did or not? Am I getting confused? I think. No, that's a new one. Where the heck? Oh, I see it's hiding just over the edge of there. Area number polyomino 5 with 11 squares in it, rose window, and a 5-cell thing. Then this is difficulty 2, apparently. Well, that's a bit interesting how you fit this without blocking off other things. Like that one now cannot extend to 5 without either leaving that unused or that unused. Only by this. And that cannot extend. If we do that, and that, actually quite tricky for difficulty 2. Is this the starting puzzle for this area? No, that looks to be a different area. Starting puzzle for this area. Okay, leave that for now. Where are we? Need one more. After which I will call it a slightly long episode. The 24 out of 49. These are 25 for 5 of these dominoes, so these two must join one way or t'other. Let's leave that for a moment. This has to be part of the plus, and there's only one way to do that. That is going to block off the bottom space. However I do it, because these two have to join. Interesting. That can fit in there. That can fit in there. And did I miscount? Was there one? I did miscount. A decade of splendor. Turn 10 windows silver. Okay, well I think that's progress. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Or, sorry, not tomorrow. I'll be back again in a few days' time for another one. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if indeed you liked watching these. Bye.